Very good. And, you actually have two people that said sounds very good. So, no negative contact so far. Mr. Kiev, thank you. Contact, over. Thank you so much. And 73s, and also want to say hello to Mr. Eduardo, I believe is Kilo Yankee 4. No. Hi, Kilo Yankee 4 Tango. Okay, I don't have Eduardo's call sign. But anyway, Eduardo, good afternoon. All right, this is Whiskey 7 Hotel Union, any station, anywhere. QRZ. Hello, radio, W7 Hotel Union, any station, anywhere, QRZ.
Hey, Alex, Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Good afternoon. How are things in Florida?
Hey, Kilowatt Zero, Romeo Whiskey Bravo. Good afternoon, sir. Hey, what's going on? What happened there? Where's your radio?
We had to go to the alternate location today, so we weren't causing an issue with the phone lines for the YL. So we're at the alternate shack this afternoon, Roger.
Okay, well, I see that. Well, I'm actually have your live stream into my live stream right now. Thank you very much, brother, and welcome aboard. Sounding great like always. Over.
Yeah, we're on the beam, but we're running the 7300 today, and so it's a little bit getting used to. We had some things we had to take care of around the property. But I wanted to get out. We were out of pocket yesterday, so we're going to try to see what happens today. We're going to find ourselves an open spot. We wanted to come by here first and see how things are going, Roger.
Okay, well, everything is okay here in your second QTH, and having fun over here with the radio. I won't be, the 3 hours that I'm usually on every day. I'm actually, hey. Yes, you're waving at me. That's great. I'm waving at you right now. So actually, I'm going to do a little bit shorter or smaller today, like 1 hour or 2 hours only, because I got to do something. I'm actually been pretty busy with something here that I cannot do all the way up to 6 p.m. But anyway, at least I try to be here every day. And starting Saturday, I will be for 3 hours in a row next week, full time again. But I try to take a break now and do other things that I have to do. So thank you very much for the contact, brother. Like always, a pleasure for me seeing you. And guys, please make sure you go to our friend Randy and hit the like button. I only see 2 like in there, so 3. Hey, that's going up. That's great. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. All right, Kilo Zero, Romeo Whiskey Bravo, Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform. Over.
Yeah, fine business, Alex. Need to, I guess, or put it back on the stream or something. I caught just the back end of looking for some operator for the special event. We want to throw our hat in the ring as well. We'd be happy and feel pretty privileged if we have a chance to participate in that as well, Roger.
Okay, I copy Willow. Willow, 1 second. I'll give you the microphone right now. You know what? I'm laughing now. I was looking at your page, and on the description there, when you put Whiskey 7HU Alex, you put in between parentheses, over.
Yeah, I had to do that because that is Alex's signature saying. That is his signature saying, is over.
Roger, over, brother. That's amazing. That is amazing. Well, thank you so much for the contact, and 73s for you right there, and I hope you go back to the normal, screen.
CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters, CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, calling CQ, CQ, CQ20, CQ20, CQ20 meters. This is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, calling CQ, CQ.
Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. This is Whiskey 2, Charlie Lima, India Zulu 2, India Victor Foxtrot.
I got Whiskey 2, Charlie Lima, question mark.
Whiskey 2, Charlie Lima, Mexico. Whiskey 2, Charlie Lima, Mexico.
Okay, I got it that time. Whiskey 2, Charlie Lima, Mexico. Good afternoon. Thanks for coming back to the call. The handle here is Randy, Romeo Alpha November Delta Yankee. We are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, and welcome to YouTube Live this afternoon. Go ahead.
Charlie Hotel Radio, India Sierra. QTH is Benson Beach, about 3 miles inland from the Atlantic Ocean, brother.
Yeah, fine business. We copy that. Got you pulled up on QRZ as well. And we're at an alternate shack location today. We've got the beam in a stationary position. We're not able to rotate at this location, so you're a little bit off to me. I'm sitting right at 90 degrees to try to get the eastern seaboard, so to speak. I had you about 5 and 3 that last go around there. Go ahead.
I got you 5-7,
I had you at 5 and 5, 5 and 5 in my receive there, Roger.
QSL 5 and 5. The radio here is an Icon 7300 at 100 watts, using a bit of external compression and heating. And I'm using a 40 wave 20 meter inverter.
We were certainly we do enjoy the radio quite a bit. We keep this radio at the alternate shack, primary shack. We run a Yaesu FTDX10, but we'd like to use this radio from time to time. Very easy to set up and very easy to work there. Roger. I think the noise, the band is a little noisy today. We just got out here a little bit ago. We stopped down on 14310 to talk with Alex down at Cutler Bay, Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform. He's also live streaming currently on YouTube as well. And we wanted to get a chance to say to him. Came up here and found ourselves a frequency. And you are the first contact this afternoon, Christopher. Thank you very much, sir. Roger. Roger, he's been a pretty busy guy there, and we're trying to keep up with him, but he moves around pretty quick. But anyway, we did get you in the log. I didn't see a contact. My log is fairly up to date, but I want to thank you for the first contact this afternoon and the first one working there. Hopefully, you'll have a chance to work again soon. And the conditions will be in our favor as well. So I'll say 7-3 for now. We'll see if we can get ourselves a few more contacts, and we'll see how the rest of the afternoon plays out. So thanks again, and 7-3 for the rest of your day, and the weekend coming up for sure. Whiskey 2, Charlie Lima, Mexico. This is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, 7-3.
Hello, Randy, Kilowatt 0, Romeo Whiskey Bravo, Kilo Charlie 2, Echo Echo Sierra.
Thank you so much for the...
Let him clear first, would you, Armando?
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Hey, let's see here. Kilo Charlie 2, Echo Echo Sierra. That's an awful familiar call. Let's see. Aren't you in North Dakota there? Go ahead.
Right, I moved.
I bet you did, too. What's going on, brother? How you doing this afternoon?
I saw you had clear with him. I really apologize. I could not hear him. So, and I haven't talked to you in a while, so I just thought I would reach out and say hello. How's everything going?
Oh man, we've been so busy. We went from sub-zero to July, and so we've been it's been pretty crazy, to say the least. We had to get back. We put off as much as we could, as long as we could, so we had to kind of get back to work, so to speak. That kind of helps pay the bills and what have you. So we've been back out in the shop, turning some wrenches and stuff on our four-wheelers and side-by-sides, and we had to finish the job, so we're a little late to get on the air, but we were out of pocket all day yesterday, but we wanted to get a chance today to get out here. We had to jump down to the alternate shack. We have some issues with the YL little Chinese headphones that bleeds across, so we came down to the alternate shack running the 7300. The beam is in a fixed location, so it does not rotate. I don't have access to it, so we're at 90 degrees, but we are running about 500 to 550 on peak, so it's not all bad today, Roger.
Well, you're putting in a beautiful signal. The audio is phenomenal. So you're on the 7300 today?
We are running the 7300 with that Heil ICM mic. This is the same setup I had the end of January through the third week of Feb, and that's when I got the FTDX10. We moved this setup down here to a different location, and other than doing a switch box to jump off into the antenna, everything else here is totally remote. I do have another antenna that I can tie into this, but it doesn't have the power and the the ears of the hex beam. So we just tap into it with a switch box, and so we can run everything down here. We're still running 3 monitors. We're running the same software. The oscilloscope and the audio scope's different, of course. It's third-party software, but otherwise it's pretty much the same as it was there, Roger.
Very good. Yeah, but because you sound this audio. I don't know. I like the sound of this radio, the one you're using now. I know when I first talked to you, you had just received your new radio. You had not quite tweaked it, so I'm sure it sounds phenomenal now. But this one has always sounded terrific, Randy. Over.
Well, I appreciate that. And matter of fact, since you and I talked last, this would have been probably a week ago tonight. A gentleman that I've talked with before, his name is Terrence. He's out of Louisville. He has a brand new 101 Yaesu, and I talked to him a little bit on 40. And I said, man, you really sound great. What are you doing and so forth? And we tried to do a little bit on the air. The conditions weren't great, so we ended up talking on the phone. I took all of his settings for his 101 to put in my 10, and then I made a small little change on the mid-level harmonics, and left it alone. And yeah, you think this sounds good? Wait till you hear the FTDX10.
Okay, I can't wait. Yeah, I was looking for you yesterday. I didn't find you, and then I heard you a little while ago talking with Alex. So I figured out you'll probably be finding a clear frequency, and here I found you. Very good. Well, I'm running a little bit more power since we last spoke. I finally received my amplifier, so I'm just running 500 watts. I'm still babying it. Although I have cranked it up to 1.5 kilowatts just to see if it would burn up, but it didn't. It's actually working quite nicely. But I think 500 watts is enough today. Over.
Yeah, probably, since you're pushing 10 to 20 over here. I don't know if you're watching the stream or not, but yeah, your signal you're pegging that needle. So yeah, I think 500's enough. I mean, that's what I'm doing. For everything that everybody says negative, this thing just continues to work. This Ten-Tech Hercules, this old solid state, back from the mid to late 80s, it just keeps cranking around. I mean, all I got to do is change the band switch, and the LED is flashing, the meter's moving, and I know it's putting out wattage, and it just continues to work and work. Sometimes I'm shaking my head why I bought the ACOM until I have to get up over a kilowatt, and then I know why, Roger.
Okay, very good. Well, you're also pushing 5.9 plus 20 with me. I've got the beam pointed right at you, and just beautiful audio, great signal as always. Well, anyway, yeah, I heard you. I wanted to say hello. It's probably close to a week that I didn't touch base. So I heard you. I just wanted to say hello again, and I'll find you again on another day, Randy. So go have some fun getting some more contacts and getting more people on your live stream video, and keep doing a great job. And you sound terrific. So that's a 73, Randy. Kilowatt 0, Romeo Whiskey Bravo, Kilo Charlie 2, Echo Echo Sierra.
Hey, fine business. I take it you're running the Yaesu as well today, right?
No, I'm actually I'm running the ICOM. The Yaesu is not cooperating with the I have the expert. I bought the expert 1.5K. The ICOM connected perfectly. The Yaesu is the amp is not able to track the vehicle on the Yaesu, so we're going to have to try a different solution. Over.
I was wondering about that. That's a nice thing. I'll say ICOM, an RCA cable in the back, and I've got mine for I think it's 15 millisecond delay, and that was it. The Yaesu took that special, 9 or 11 pin in the back and what have you, and there was I couldn't find in the menus for the delay, so it's not like a hot start or what have you, but so far it's been working. But the ICOM seems to really work just about with any amplifier I've heard so far, Roger.
Yeah. So it was sort of working, but as I would turn the VFO, and the amp would say would not indicate it wouldn't even indicate what band it was on. Now, if I would then transmit, it will track the frequency. It's got a very accurate frequency counter, so it'll figure out where I am. But I'm not happy with the way that's operating. With the ICOM, it just tracks me perfectly, and as I tune across the band, I can hear the relays switching to the different tuning parameters. And with the 840, now the 847 is 22 years old, and so I love the radio, and we're going to try a different solution. We're going to use a band cable, as they call it, or band data. We're going to use band data instead of the CAT RS-232 interface, and we'll see, because evidently Yaesu is not notorious for having working CAT connections. Over.
I had a little bit of issue in the beginning with the FTDX10 and getting that I guess you want to call it accessory pin or whatever. I mean, it finally got to the point, and then I run. Of course, the FTDX10 has an RS-232 in the back, which you can just for logging purposes, and the computer couldn't find it, so I had to download that driver as well. Maybe that's what it is too. I don't know, but I actually like you better on the 7300. It sounds really. If you thought mine sounded good, yours sound good as well. It's nice and crisp and full fidelity. So it wouldn't hurt my feelings if you stayed on the 7300 there, Roger.
Okay, well, you never have a negative comment unless it's really deserved. I think you're too kind. So yeah, I mean, I look, the 847 I've had for so long. I love the radio. I still love it. I mean, I have to find a different solution. But for the moment, I'm just enjoying the 7300 and this new linear, and just having a blast. So still, shaking things out. The only time I crank it up to 1.5K is when I have to break through a pileup, which I did a couple of days ago. And it was good just to try it out and make sure it works before it goes out of warranty. Well, I guess I have a year or two. I don't know, whatever it is. But it's good to shake it out. Over.
It is very much so, to get the bugs worked out of it, or break in, or what have you. I was kind of worried that initially with the ACOM, excuse me, even though it was only about 6 months old, it wasn't 6 months. It was new to me, so I kind of took my time with it as well. But we've had several instances now where we've put it up. I mean, it says 1,000, but the dial goes up to 12, and I think I've hit a couple of times around 1,100 on peak, so I know it'll go that far. And then we dial it back down real quick. So we try to run 700 to 800 on a continual basis. I think that's probably enough, and let the antenna do the rest. But other than that, hey, if it was going to go, it would have gone. The same with this amplifier of mine. 2 years after they made them, they were obsolete. And if it goes, it's going to be a great doorstop. So I'm not going to overdrive it, but I'm going to run it the way it was supposed to be run. And if it continues working, we'll keep using it there, Roger.
Roger. With Kilowatt Zero, Romeo Whiskey Bravo. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure it has a lot of protections. I mean, this thing, pretty much. I would have to do something really dumb and stupid to damage it because it has so much protection. High SWR, you're overdriving it. I mean, I do have the ALC connected, so I can just drive it full power, and it'll just back off. I'm watching the power meter on the 7300. Even though I have it cranked up to 100, it's only going up to about maybe around 10 watts, and so I just leave it that way. And then if it sees a high SWR, it backs off. If it gets overheated, it backs off, or it'll go in standby. So it's pretty indestructible. Although I'm sure there are ways to damage it, but I'm not going to try that over.
I wouldn't do that either. That would be a no-no. Be a no-no. Yeah. See, I'm only driving. I'm only got this set at 48% exciter power going into the Tentec, and it's just pounding away at 500, and that's probably good enough today. Oh, by the way, your last go round was over 30 over. So if nothing else, man, turn it down. You're killing my ears here, Roger.
Okay, let me turn it off. Let me just turn it off. Okay, so now I'm just driving 50 watts. 50 watts. So we're down a factor of 10, Randy. Over.
Okay, well that puts you 10 over, and I'm running 48%.
Yeah, so we're comparable. Yeah, you don't need. I mean, we always have great propagation. You've got a nice antenna. I have my 4-element Yagi pointed right at you. So, yeah, I mean normally, all previous times that I've called you, I've always had a maximum of 100 watts. So today I actually have it at 50. I also keep most of the time I leave the ICOM at 50%, only because when I do go to high power, it definitely needs a little bit more power to drive it. So a safe bet is leave it at 50 and things are fine. But yeah, this is 50 watts. Over.
Oh, well, that's good. I just put mine to 100%. I got to try to outdo you a little bit, but yeah. When the conditions are good, they're great. And like I said, I don't know if you said earlier if you were watching the stream or not, but it was interesting. I had a contact the other day on 263, and out of St. Augustine, Florida. And I had them in my log back in 2016, 14, 15, and 16, maybe part of 17. I did a special event at Christmas called the Christmas Train, and I have a feeling that's what the contact was. And his name is Kevin. He felt so bad. He goes, I don't have it in my log, but he sent me a card so he could verify the contact. So I don't know if you can see it or if you're looking at the live stream, but I'm putting the card up for everybody to say. So hopefully at some point he'll hear it or he'll see it. And again, Armando, for somebody to take the time to put a card together and put all the information in it and put a little note, and then to spend the postage, to put it in the mail, and also have an SASE, return, that's kind of far and few between. But when somebody takes the time to do that, that really means a lot to me there, Roger.
Roger. Yep, that's a real gentleman. So, wow, very nice. No, I never look at the live stream simultaneously because I get distracted. But I always go back and listen to it and watch it and enjoy it and give you thumbs up. It's a terrific job you and Alex and others are doing in the hobby, just extending it and getting more people interested and, providing feedback and support. So that's really terrific, Randy. Over.
I've been really, really surprised, and it's just one of those things. It just kind of happens, and again, I think good deeds should always be recognized, and I think that's a good deed. For somebody to take the time to do it. If it sounds kind of poppy here, I don't have the foot control, so I'm just running off of aux, and I'm still trying to dial it. So if it's cutting in and out, that's probably just me. But yeah, it's just for someone to do that. And I was really cool the other day. I won over 100 subscribers. I don't sound like much to some people, but for me, it's a really big deal. I mean, how exciting is it to sit there and look at my face on YouTube? I love making contacts and talking to people and talking about audio and all those different things and so forth. But there's a lot of channels that probably have that plus more. I'm just kind of an old school. Hey, this works and we'll see where it goes. But so what I'm trying to do now, since I've got maybe a little bit of time, I'm trying to think what I can do to recognize the 200th subscriber. Again, to me it's a big milestone, and so I'm kind of doing some thinking with the YL and talking with Alex and see if I can put something special for when we get the 200 subscribers. So we're looking for comments and that kind of stuff with Alex, and I've even had some comments for people on the live stream as well. So I would take your inputs as well there, Roger.
Roger. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, it's a milestone. It's always good to have a milestone. It's a driving force, or something to reach out for, and that would be cool. Did you do anything special for your 100th? Over?
No, because it happened so fast. And matter of fact, Todd, he's on the live chat. Bless his heart. I mean, he's like, you get 3 more, you got 2 more. And of course, I'm trying to, like I'm doing, talking with you. And the next thing I look up, and it was 100 over, and I don't know how to go back and try to find it. I'm sure somebody will probably tell me. But yeah, it's like it happened so fast. But I mean, I think I'm not sure what the subscribers are at the moment, but I have a feeling I have a little bit of time, so I'm going to try to figure out what I can do to identify the 100th, and then I think I'm going to be working with the local amateur store here in the metro and put something together that would be worthwhile for another amateur. Roger.
Yeah, a walkie-talkie, give offer a price or something, or a subscription. You can come up with all kinds of creative ways to kind of recognize, and it'll drive. I bet you it'll increase the rate at which you'll get to 200 over.
Well, it's a possibility, but that's not really my. I mean, it's nice if it happens. Don't get me wrong, but to me, to work to that, I mean, if it comes too easy, you don't. To me, you don't really appreciate it as much. And I have no problems working for it. I mean, I want to make all these contacts. I enjoy talking to you. We could do it all afternoon, but if I can make these contacts and let people know what we're doing, and I mean, as soon as you tell somebody, hey, we're doing this live stream, you can check out your audio, they're like, yeah, I've heard of it, but never seen it before. Or I've had it once, but it's a little while ago, and I've changed equipment and so forth. And that's really what it is. And it's fellowship on the air. I mean, you can't ask for more. I mean, we don't buy these radios and all this equipment and just sit it in the shack. We love to talk to other operators. And that's really where this is coming from for me. So I'm hoping that it will start to grow. Alex is really doing quite well. KB2 UKA up in I think it's in Rhode Island. He's doing quite well. Todd. KY4TG, he's got a good following, and there's lots of others there as well. I know I don't want to miss anybody out, but I can't think of at the moment. And it's all kind of a community, but again, if we don't have operators who check in continually or on a daily or a continual basis like yourself and a few others, then none of this works. K0RWB, back to you.
Okay, KC2E is returning. Yep, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right, Randy. Well, you have a great station. You're great to talk with. You're very helpful. You always have suggestions, and that's part of the hobby. Boy, thank goodness for this hobby. Given what we've all been putting up with the last year. Boy, I don't know what I would be doing. Pulling my hair out or doing something, watching the snow fall and the grass grow. But wow. Anyway, I'll let you make some more contacts. I don't mean to keep you so long. It's always a pleasure, and you sound terrific. So I'm glad I caught up with you today. Like I said, it's been about a week, so I was also been playing with this amp and fooling around with antennas and all that kind of stuff. So So far, I haven't broken anything. I'm going to try to keep it that way, Randy. And I'll find you again. So you stay safe, you be well, and I will talk to you soon. Kilowatt 0, Romeo Whiskey Bravo, Kilo Charlie 2, Echo Echo Sierra.
Yeah, you bet, Armando. Yeah, pleasure's all mine. Always look forward to when I hear you out there. In the beginning, it was like the call didn't register, but after about the third or fourth time, I know who it is, and I certainly do enjoy talking with you too, and I know you'll be out and around, and this will not be the last time for sure. The intention again is to be out there tomorrow as well. So that's what we're anticipating doing. I hope to be back at the normal location. That way I'll have the other display up and so forth. I tried to mimic that display on this one the best I could, other than the third-party software for the frequency and the audio scope. Other than that, everything else should be about the same. But anyway, 7-3s, nice to work you. We'll do it again. Look forward to it. Have a great day. A good weekend up. Hopefully, who knows? We might catch you tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I plan to be here. If you're around, I'll be around too. Kilo Charlie 2, Echo Echo Sierra, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again, Armando. 7-3s.
Randy, good night.
Roger. This is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Randy in Kansas City. We're calling for any station anywhere. QRZ.
Kilo Tango 4, Zulu Mike.
Kilo Tango 4, Zulu Mike.
Yep, that's me. I heard you were calling any station anywhere. I didn't catch. Are you up to a special event there? What are you up to? Over.
Oh well, any day you get on the radio special, Bruce. But no, we come out here. We try to get out here every afternoon during the week. Here on 20 meters, we try to start about 2 o'clock Central for a few hours, or until the band dies. But we get out here, try to make some contacts. We're also live streaming on YouTube. Some people kind of get a kick out of listening to the playback and their audio and so forth, listening to the QSOs and what have you. So that's what we try to provide. We like making contacts, having a little bit of rag chew from time to time, and just see how things are going in other people's worlds there, Roger.
That sounds like fun. Sounds like ham radio to me. Sounds like real ham radio. So how do I look you guys up on YouTube? Over.
Okay, yeah, fine business. Well, you just go to YouTube, go in the search bar at the top there, and just type in my call, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, and then you can look for the most current. If you're not going to watch it live, it'll say live. If you do, if not, it should be the most current one at the top. And I always put the date in the little display window. And for instance, if you wanted to listen to the playback, you could fast forward to about the 38-minute mark. That's just about when we started. And then you could listen to the playback, see how your audio sounds, if it's what you think it is. If you think you want to tweak it, you want to leave it alone. Any comments, anything you think that we could do better to make it, to make this more interesting, or maybe suggestions. There's always a comment bar that you can put in as well. But again, the idea here is to have some fun with it, and everybody gets a chance to I work the pilots the best I can, but I'm not a 5'9" QRZ kind of guy either. So, give it a few minutes, see how things are going. Lots of times we talk to stations over and again. Sometimes it's first time, like yourself. I don't see a contact, so it's the first time making a queue with you today, and that's terrific. And just trying to get the word out of what we're doing, to kind of help the fellowship of amateur radio, and then see how things progress from there. Roger?
Hallelujah, brother. Sounds good to me. This is good for me because I don't like to talk about ailments, but I slipped a disc or pinched a nerve or whatever in my neck. I've never had anything like this before, and I've been in the house now for a couple of weeks, going on 3 weeks, and ham radio has kept me sane, if I'm sane, that is. Go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that way, whether they have physical ailments or not. It's just, we've been dealing with for the last 14 months thereabouts. So amateur radio has been a really good relief for a lot of people, and I think that's another reason why we're kind of doing what we're doing, and just to kind of relief. You know, we get stuck in our worlds, and we're looking at the same four walls, and sometimes they kind of get pushed in. And we know there's other things out there, but there's sometimes there's elements beyond our control that we can't do anything about. But we'd like to think there's a good outlet, and that's amateur radio there, Roger.
I agree with that. Fortunately, I live in Florida, and even northeast Florida. We've had just beautiful weather here for like 3 weeks, so at least I got the sunshine streaming in the windows. I can open the front door and get some fresh air, and if I'm so inclined, I can step into the lap pool in the back and just kind of float around. All right, I'm sure many stations are calling you. I think you said you were in Texas, but maybe you can tell me on your closing. 73 is from St. Augustine. We're the oldest continuous city in the USA. This is Kilo Tango 4 Zulu Mike.
Yep, Bruce. The QTH is we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. We like to say the right side. We're on the Missouri side, and so we kind of set central U.S. So we have to take a pick each day. Do we point east or do we point west? So this afternoon we're pointing west. We're at an alternate shack location, and we don't have any way of rotating the beam, so we set it at 90 degrees and locked it down, and hopefully that'll hit most of the eastern seaboard there, Roger.
Okay. Well, it probably is. It probably is hitting most of the eastern seaboard. And okay, on Kansas City, I was born in St. Louis, and so I claim it. And also, I'm interested in Missouri because let's see, Cape Girardeau is in Missouri, if I'm not mistaken, and that's where there's a famous UFO crash landing there, and I always wanted to check that out. Anyway, look at while you're operating radio, look in the sky every once in a while to make sure some flying saucers isn't about to fall on you. Go ahead.
Well, we look up quite often, and not necessarily for that, but we do look up and around for sure. So I certainly understand what you're saying. And yeah, Cape Girardeau is right along the Mississippi, right, kind of the southeast corner of the state. So you were correct there as well. So, well, Bruce, fine business. Thanks for stopping by. Glad we got a chance to work this afternoon. Hopefully you'll get a chance to look at the stream there on YouTube and leave a comment. If you like what you saw, you can always link and subscribe. You hit the notification bell. You know when we're back out here again. And we just kind of pick it up where we left off. I sure hope you get to feeling better. Hopefully your back will get itself squared away, and then you can get back to doing what you like doing. So in the meantime, we'll say 7-3s, my friend. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again for taking the time to say hello. We're certainly glad you did. And we look forward again. And who knows, we could hit you tomorrow, or we could be next week as well. But we'll look forward to the next time. Kilo Tango 4, Zulu Mike, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Bruce, 7-3s, have a good day.
November 4, Tango Delta Papa.
Victor Sierra Kilo.
Okay, Bruce, 7-3s, you take care of yourself. This is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. We're going to go ahead and clear. And I believe I heard a November 4, Delta Tango Papa. Go ahead.
Yes, sir, that's November 4, Tango Delta Papa. It's Troy out of Melbourne, Florida. We spoke the other day, and I subscribed to your YouTube channel and enjoyed checking out the audio from my rig. I've got that, you probably don't recall, the FT991A that got put up this weekend. I finally got the coax brought around today, put in through the wall, all nice and tidy and things, and I did make one adjustment to the audio and the radio, so I'm kind of curious to see if that made any difference. But it sounds like you've been working hard today out there. N4TDP.
Yeah, well, I sure do remember, Troy. The call, yeah, see, I put the call in backwards. Go figure. But yeah, no, I do remember. I do remember the 991A, no doubt. And congratulations, get everything squared away. Yeah, there's a difference in the audio. It's got a little bit more punch to it. I will say this: the signal that's showing here on the meter is, between 5.7 and 5.9. But there is definitely a little difference in the audio there, Roger.
Roger, I thank you. And it was just one adjustment that my Elmer guy said, hey, you need to go into your radio and make this one adjustment. And it was something about sideband transmission or something. It was like 300 to 2700. I said it needed to be down to 100 to 2900 or something like that. And honestly, I couldn't tell you what that means, but supposedly it helps the little bit on the rag chew style sideband audio, I guess.
Yeah, it's a matter of going a little bit wider or narrowing it down a little bit. But if that's the correction you made, like I said, you've got a little bit more punch to it, and I think it sounds really good. From when we talked last week, we're on our alternate station, so we're on the IC 7300 instead of the FTDX10, and we're running a different mic with this setup as well. This is a Heil ICM microphone. Of course, we're tapped into the beam, but we're just not able to rotate it, and we're believe it or not, we're only running about 48 watts. So I'm not sure how you're copying me, but I didn't have any trouble copying you, Roger.
Well, and that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, the meter's jumping between 5 and 7 when you're on your peaks there. So yeah, it's and the audio, of course, sounds awesome, nice and clear. You know, that's what's driving it. Certainly not anything else. But very good, very good. All right, well, listen, I'm going to get out of here and kick back and listen to it on YouTube here in a second. And anyway, you enjoy the day. I really appreciate what you do. And like I said, I subscribe to the channel, and we'll visit often if I can.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, thanks for taking the time to do that. Like I said, you know, that's kind of the thing. You know, if you get people who follow it, hey, great. But you know, if you get the first time person checking in, you know, initially when you and I talked, you were getting your station put together, and you took the time to do that and to check in with me, and I appreciate you doing that. And it's nice to hear you back again, and I'm glad to see you're getting to the point where you're more comfortable with your setup and so forth. And I just took it back on. My alternate amplifier is an old Tentec Hercules too, so we're about 500 on peaks. But you know, you took the time to do that, and the adjustments you made, Troy, is really good. So yeah, hey, especially today, go back and listen to the playback, and you fast forward to about 44 minutes in, give or take, and listen to the change. I mean, it has got a punch like you wouldn't believe. If it wasn't for looking at the meter, you'd be down the block from me. Not next to me, but down the block from me. That's a big change from before, Roger.
Well, that's always good news, for sure. Always good news. Well, I'll tell you what, Randy, again, thank you very much. Like I said, I'll let you work some other guys and so they can enjoy what you're doing here. So I'll say 7-3, K0RWB, N4TDP. Have a great one.
You bet, Troy. Hey, thanks again. Nice to talk to you this afternoon. Hope things going well for your world down there. And we'll look for you again real soon. And yeah, keep us advised of any changes and what you're doing with the rig and so forth. Be very interested. And you're about the 5th or 6th person I've looked that I've talked to with the 991A, and everybody loves that radio. Yeah, I was behind the curve when that time came around, but it's okay though. It's okay. Hey, 7-3 is my friend. Take care. And we'll look for you again. Have a great day and a wonderful weekend coming up. K0RWB, Randy in Kansas City, will be clear in QRZ.
Here is Alpha Juliet 4, Sierra November.
Alpha Juliet 4, Sierra November. Stanley, how are you this afternoon?
Well, I'm like a bird with a French fry. Everything is going well for me. Thank you.
Hey, Roger. You know, I feel the same way. If I was doing any better, I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
Well, you're 5'9" here in Clearwater, Florida. Beautiful sunny day here, 80 degrees, about 40% humidity, and clear skies. Go ahead.
Oh, Roger, boy, now you had to make me feel bad. Thanks a lot there. Well, I had your weather yesterday. It did cool off today. I think we're sitting about 61. But we got a little rain last night, and supposed to get it the next 4 or 5 days, and it's supposed to get a little colder. So that's the Kansas City Metro wet weather forecast for you. And yeah, fine business on Clearwater. We come down about every other year, and we do stay over in Clearwater. Really enjoy it. Then we go down to Johns Pass and then the Siesta Key, you know, kind of run up and down. We don't go north. I haven't gone north from Clearwater up. but we do hit the circle there as you come across the bridge, and there's a nice little restaurant we like to go just north of the circle as you come in from the east side, and you'll probably know what I'm talking about there on the beachfront, and that's one of the favorite places we always go. But we went up and down the coast. We stopped down to St. Pete, go to Fort DeSoto, and then we always try to make our way down to Siesta Key. It's a great break from the Midwest weather, Roger.
Oh, I understand. I expect you're talking about Krabby Bill's. Does that sound right?
Well, that's one of them. Yeah, there's one of them, but there's another one there that, oh gosh, on that roundabout is maybe a half a mile up on the left-hand side, probably the first restaurant that you'll get past the big hotels.
Okay, well, that might be, yeah, there's several down there. Frenchie's is one of my favorites, but it's kind of more of a beachgoer's restaurant. Well, I appreciate the Midwest weather, having grown up there myself and actually moved here from South Dakota a few years ago. And sort of like you, my wife says she will never go north of Clearwater, maybe Tarpon Springs, but that's it. She'll never move again.
Yeah, you know, and that's one place I've been wanting to visit, and we just haven't done it. And I honestly can't tell what it is. You know, like I said, about every other year, just so we can go down to the big Tampa RV show is really the excuse. But we generally stay at a gentleman has a VRBO. We've got to know him quite well. He's got a little 3-bedroom there in Clearwater with a pool in the back, and we generally stay there. And you know, and then of course we have a vehicle. We just kind of drive wherever, and you get to the point where, you know, after about the second time there, the traffic's not bad, and the roads are fairly well laid out, and it is kind of nice. So, you know, you try to do a little bit of the touristy things, but then we try to blend a little bit as well, Roger.
Roger that. Yeah, it's a fairly crowded area. As I understand it, Pinellas County that we're in is the most densely populated county in Florida, but Highway 19 is a good road going up and down the spine north and south, and, you know, Gulf to Bay east to west, so it isn't too bad to get around in. Don't know if you've ever come down for the Orlando Ham Fest. That's always kind of fun. Of course, they're not going to have it this year. We missed it because of the COVID, but that's always a nice event.
Now, you know, we've wanted to, and the YL does not think that's a good excuse as much as as the RV show, and that's really an excuse as well. But yeah, the restaurant I was thinking about was the Rockaway Grill. I mean, Frenchie's, of course. That's probably one of our most favorite ones to go. And we do like the Clear Sky Cafe. Is pretty nice. And then, and if you want to get drinks, we've always had great drinks at the Fire Beach Bar and Grill as well. Roger.
Oh, Roger that. Yeah, you'll have me out there ordering a grilled grouper sandwich tonight if you're not careful.
I'm telling you what, you know, my first time of that, holy mackerel, that was a game changer. And I think when I had that, I think we were down at John's Pass at the time, and I can't think of the restaurant. The wife and the kids were in one of the local wineries, you know, that has their own winery. I can't think of the place as well. And we stopped at a place to eat, and yeah, that was my first go around. And holy moly, that was that and Coba was really good as well. Yeah. No, that's no, the beach is really nice here, and you know, even though we've been here for now 17, 18 years, we still enjoy the beach. It's still always pleasant to go out there, and of course, the only problem with living here is you don't know where to go on vacation. I mean, you already live in a vacation spot, so where do you go? Oh, there's too many places to go. That's the problem. And you can't cover it all. It's probably been 10 years or so since we've gone to the Keys, and I think it's probably time to go back there again.
Yeah, Keys are nice. We played around here. We're not big-time sailors, but we played around here a little bit with sailboats, and then a couple of years ago we went to the British Virgin Islands and spent a week living on a sailboat and just, you know, sailing among the little islands down there. It was quite fun for some amateur sailors, but I'd like to go back there again. That was pretty nice.
I learned, or I got my my scuba diving certificate down the Keys. That was probably been 20 years ago, and when we were still military, and they kind of paid for that. they said get certified. They didn't say where. So that's what we picked at the time. But yeah, it's a great place, and boy, it's a problem with the traffic, of course, one way in, one way out, basically. But if you can get past that, the area is definitely nice. Roger.
Oh, it is. Yeah, definitely is. Definitely is. What branch of the service were you in?
We spent our time in the Air Force. I guess some people would say we were serving time. I guess that's one way to look at it. But we did our time in the Air Force. Roger.
Oh, okay, got it. Well, my son's in the Army Reserves. He's in the MP, whatever that you call that. That's his duty. But of course, as you know, big Air Force base here with MacDill.
Oh yeah, there's a few. Homestead, Eglin, Fort Walton Beach. There's a few. We got as close as Valdosta, Georgia. We were stationed down in Valdosta, Georgia. We never could make it into Florida, but Valdosta was about a 25-mile drive to get to the border. And then we spent a lot of time over in Jacksonville. It's 2 hours away. So we enjoyed our time over there as well. Roger.
Yeah, this is a good part of the world down here. I really do enjoy it. Like I said, I've lived in the Midwest until we moved here in Illinois, Missouri. I actually lived in Kirksville, Missouri for a number of years. I taught there back when it was Northeast Missouri State University. I think now it's Truman State. But I appreciate the Midwest. I do. I like the people there, and but I have to say I don't think we'll ever be going north again.
Yeah, Roger. Well, it's funny you should say that. My college career started at Northeast.
Oh, really? Were you? Well, I was there in the early '80s, so that might have predated you.
So you're just trying to talk me into giving away my age. I was a freshman in 1980.
Okay. Well, see, I was teaching down there, so you how old that makes me.
Well, I had some grad assistants, so I wasn't trying to say anything. I was actually up there for a track and field scholarship, and Coach Schneider, and I can't think of the ADs at the time, but yeah, I was there for 80 through 82, and then I moved down to Columbia to the University of Missouri.
I spent a little time there in Columbia too. That's another nice community. Yeah, there's a lot of nice places there in Missouri. I enjoy. I wasn't all that crazy about St. Louis, but I'm sure it has some things to offer as well. But yeah, it's a great state, and definitely enjoyed my time there.
It's kind of like Iowa. It's a great place to be from. Missouri's the same way. We kind of came back to roost. We were stationed out in Colorado Springs for about 9 years, and we had an opportunity to come back to this area with family property and so forth. But we're able to still continue doing our job up until 2017, and we just decided to hang out a little bit longer, and we retired in 17. The wife is still working for a couple more years, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But the main thing is to get on the air and play radio. So I'm not really sure where that would need to be. As long as I can get on the air, I mean, the location doesn't matter so much, Roger.
No, right. No, it's a fantastic hobby, and you can do things from any place, no question, especially with all the remote stuff now. With regards to your comment about these being great states to be from, unfortunately, I've always been in higher education on the technical side, and it always bothered me whether I was in Missouri or Iowa or South Dakota. It seemed like our best export from those states was our young people. We seemed to train them up, and then they all found employment in California or Texas or Florida. Go ahead.
And it's exactly right. If you think about it, some people don't like to deal with those winters, and that's one issue you do have to deal with a lot of the Midwest, northern Midwest states. Missouri, Kirksville, kind of, and St. Joe area, and then you get up to Iowa City and up to UNI, up in Cedars Falls and so forth, and the winters can really be rough. And for young folks, I can certainly see wanting to go different directions and so forth. But again, it's kind of a toss-up. Again, my take on it is home's where you hang your hat, and we still have Midwest weather here as well. A couple of weeks ago we were sub-zeros, and we went from that to July. It seems like the last 10 to 12 days, and we finally got a little bit of rain. That helps, and it's going to cool things off a little bit, and I'm sure it'll kick right back up again. But generally, February and March can be kind of state time frames. Sometimes April as well, but again, we really look forward to the spring in this part of the country. We really like the fall in this part of the country, so we have the trade-offs as well. Florida's a great place to come visit. The wife does not want to move there permanently, but that's okay. If I get a chance to come down, I'm going to do it. So we'll do that whenever opportunity we can. Hey, I don't know if you heard, if I told you earlier, but we are live streaming on YouTube. I don't know if I mentioned it to you or not, but if you like to check out the QSO, give a listen and give a look, you can go to YouTube and put in my call, and you could go back and listen to the playback on our QSO, Roger. Sounds like the band just dropped out all of a sudden, Stanley. I didn't realize that. I was talking too long. I do apologize for that. But, we'll just go ahead and call it before it gets out completely. But I did get the most of that. I think we probably were doing pretty good there for while we could. So, hey, listen, I'll say 7-3s. Again, give a look, give a listen, and tell us what you think. We like to see what the feedback is and on the channel. So 7-3, Stanley, nice to work you first time. Hope to do it again real soon. Have a great rest of the day and a wonderful weekend coming up as well. Alpha Juliet 4, Sierra November, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. We'll be clear, 7-3s, my friend. And we'll be clear. This is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Randy in Kansas City, any station, anywhere, QRZ.
Kilo Oscar 4, Mike Yankee Charlie.
The Kilo Oscar 4 again, please.
Kilo Oscar 4, Mike Yankee Charlie.
Hey, fine business. Kilo Oscar 4, Mike Yankee Charlie. Dane, how are you doing this afternoon?
Doing great. How are you? I'm a new ham. Just got my general on Friday. Been ham for about 2 weeks. I'm really enjoying it.
Well, that's terrific. Hey, congratulations. Welcome to the hobby. You've got yourself in quite a fraternity, my friend. Glad to have you. Welcome aboard. Thank you for the first contact. And I'll look at the meter next go-round, but we didn't have any problem pulling you out. I take it it looks like you're in the Orlando area. Is that a Roger?
That's correct. And I'm getting you 5-9 here, Orlando, Florida.
Okay, fine business. Well, give us a rundown here. Tell us what your working conditions are. Tell us about your equipment there. Go ahead.
Sure thing. So I have an ICOM IC7300, and my antenna is an DX. It is a fan dipole put up in the attic. So that was a lot of fun in the Florida heat.
Yeah, fine business. Well, congrats on the rig. That's what we're running today as well. We've got an IC7300 here. This is our alternate shack location. We have another location, a little in the upstairs location, but we weren't able to run from there today, so we moved down to the alternate location, and everything is set up fairly much the same, Dane, as the other location, except for we're not able to move the beam, so we've got it stationary at 90 degrees, and we're only running about 500 watts on this setup, and the other location we can run up to 1.5 kilowatts. Roger?
Wow, that sounds great. Yeah, I'm reading you great here. Yeah, I'm running 100 watts, obviously, and sounds good.
Yeah, Yeah, that's terrific. Hey, it's not like I'm taking a poll or anything, but I'm very curious if you would tell me what your audio settings are. For instance, on your multifunction, I'd be curious what you have your mic gain and your compression set at, and what you have your bass and your treble transmit audio set at. Would you mind giving me those numbers?
Sure thing. My mic is at 50%, and everything else is on the default settings. I haven't gone in there. Do you think I need to make any adjustments?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just curious. That you don't hear a bad 7300 per se. I don't know if you're using the stock mic or what have you. I'll give you an example of what I'm doing. I'm running 20% mic gain, and I have the compression on number 2. And then on transmit bass, I run +3. And on transmit audio, I run +4. There, Roger?
Got it. Well, I've never gotten to listen to myself, so I'm curious to see the YouTube live stream and see how I'm actually sounding on your end.
Yeah, I think you'll be surprised. I assume that are you using the hand mic there, Dane?
Correct. Yep, just the hand mic.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's a little noise on the band. I mean, it's not like you and I were sitting next door to each other. So if you can get past a little bit of the noise, I think you'll be able to get a really good representation of what your audio is like. Also on the stream, I do put up an audio spectrum and an audio scope that gives your voice inflection and shows you the width of your signal, so to speak. So you can kind of look at that as well. But you can always go in and try a few different settings and see what you like, don't like. We do this generally on a daily basis, Dane. We usually try to start about 2 o'clock Central and run for a few hours or until the band kind of dies out. So you're welcome to come back and check in with us. There's another station in Cutler Bay down by Miami, but you guys probably aren't able to work. You're probably a little too close. But I know there's a few others. But you're always welcome to come back in and say, hey, Randy, I made a few changes. I'd like to listen to it and so forth. And we'd love to help you. And I mean, you went into a terrific hobby. It is a really, really good hobby, and you'll meet some of the nicest, the finest operators in the world in this community. And I think it has a good potential to continue growing. And it's always nice to have new operators as well. Roger?
Sounds good. Well, it was nice talking to you. Yeah, I feel like I'm a bit on the low end in terms of age on here, but I've been meeting a ton of nice people. It's been a lot of fun. So nice talking to you. I'll say 73 and clear. This is for NYC. Signing out.
Okay, Dane. Hey, before you go, do one thing for me. Go to your function and turn on your compression and put it on number 2, and let me see if there's a difference.
Sure. 1 second. All right, testing. Compression is on number 2 now.
Okay, great. And the reason I'm doing that is I want you to go back and listen to the difference. Just by putting compression, your signal has come up, so you're getting a little bit more punch. This is an example. That's how easy this radio is to set up. Roger?
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm loving it so far. It drew me in with the nice waterfall display and the other features I figured I'd figure out as I go.
Yep, no problem. Anyway, do what you want, however you need to do it, so forth. Listen to the playback. Feel free to like and subscribe. Come back anytime. We'll play audio advocate, so to speak. Get it the way you like it and so forth. And if we can help with that, we'd be glad to do so. Hey, thanks for giving us a call. Again, congratulations on the rig. Welcome to the hobby. And look for us again, and we'll just kind of pick it up where we left off. Kilo Oscar 4, Mike Yankee, Charlie. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again, my friend. 7-3s.
7-3 to you as well. K0RWB.
This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy, Kansas City. Calling CQ, any station, anywhere. Go ahead, contact.
1, Juliet, Mike Whiskey, Orlando, Florida.
Foxtrot Tango.
The Orlando station again, the contact, come back with your call, please.
Yeah, this is Kilo 1, Juliet, Mike Whiskey, Orlando, Florida.
Well, Keith, we get to work again. Hey, how are things in your world this afternoon?
Very good, thank you, Randy. You notice I got a new call sign now, by the way. It was, I can't even remember what the old one was. K0RWB. I've had that changed. I got my general certificate now, and I thought, well, we'll get a nice call sign. So I'm now K1JMW. Copy?
Oh, fine business, Keith. Yeah, that's terrific. Hey, good for you. Simplicity goes a long ways, no doubt. And you do sound really good this afternoon. Thanks for taking the time to stop by and say hi. Like I said, I hope things are going well for you. If we were doing any better here, we wouldn't know what to do with ourselves, Roger?
Yeah, that's very true, Randy. And just to let you know, the call sign that I've picked, believe it or not, is K1, which is Keith, number 1, which is me. And then I've had my wife's initial, Joan Mary Williams. So it's JMW. And you see, I've done that very subtly. So if she comes now and she gets a little bit annoyed that I'm spending too much time on amateur radio, I can say, but dear, look, I'm calling your name out all over the world. Aren't you proud? And she sits about it and says, yeah, I suppose I am, really. Copy?
Oh, that's terrific. And well, you can tell her that you're talking about her all the time. Every time that you sign, you're talking about her. I mean, what woman wouldn't want to be talked about? I think that's terrific. Now, I know a lot of stations try to use their initials on their call, but that you are the first I've heard that are using the YL's initials. So for that, I have to applaud you, Roger.
Well, thanks for that. Yeah, I always I wrote her something once in a card. It might have been a Valentine or a Christmas card, and I picked up this little phrase, and it was, wherever I am, whatever I am doing, you're always there, always on my mind. And she loved that. So I'm thinking, hey, what could be better than a call sign with her initial? Man, that's got to take some beating.
You have taken a lot of time and thought to all this. I'll have to applaud you. This was not a split-second decision. You have definitely thought this through, and you are covering your bases. I'm just curious, is there a potential ham radio purchase in the future?
I've got a dear YL that lets me buy anything I want. She may moan a little bit, but she lets me buy anything, and we've always been like that in our nearly 56 years together. She doesn't mind. I just make sure she has a nice car and some nice gifts, and we've had a really great life together. You know, there's never a problem like that. But I have been listening to you talking. I want to ask you a couple of questions. You're talking about an FT991A for Alpha. I also have one of these, and I'm using it at this moment. I'm using it with a Mosley TA33 pointing up your way. And I was listening to you talking about the compression on the audio. I'm running 40 on the mic gain. But if you know this set, where do you find this mic compression? I want to have a look at that. Go.
I think it's great. I mean, if you hadn't told me, the audio in my receive is really nice. It's very easy to listen to. It's very appealing. It's not full. I mean, you don't have a lot of lows, but that's okay. People's voices certainly vary, and some need more mids and lows, and some do not. I think yours is very easy to listen to, and I'm watching it on the audio spectrum. And I mean, and you're covering the range, but you do have a few more highs in it. But that's certainly not a negative at all. And by the way, you did mention that your wife lets you buy whatever you want. Does she also let you buy for friends as well, Roger?
Only my girlfriends. LOL.
Oh, I see. It's one of those deals. Okay. Well, I thought maybe other amateur radios. Well, never mind. No, but I think getting back to your audio question, I guess for a rag 2, you could add a little bit more lows to it, but for general, for a general audio communication, it doesn't sound bad at all, Roger.
Okay with that. Yeah, just to explain, my other girlfriends are my daughter and my 2 granddaughters. Those are my other 3 girlfriends that I'm allowed to have in my life, and I'm sure you'll appreciate that. Thanks about the audio. I'm still playing with this 991A, still, getting more and more into it. It's a complicated machine, and, my amateur radio began back in the late 50s, 60s, and it's when I used to put a couple of 807s together, 2 tubes, and drive them hard and go on top band and all that sort of stuff. You built your own. So all of a sudden, I've been out of amateur radio since the 80s. I've probably told you, and I've come back in again, and this is just mind-blowing what it can do. And I'm still getting into the program, and I'm still experimenting with it, but I'm having some pretty good results out of it. Hey, I did listen to you. Are you into RVs as well?
I've had I have had a few in the past. I think I've owned everything but a pop-up camper. We started with a tent like most do, and then to a slide-in truck camper, to several travel trailers, fifth wheels, and up to a 38-foot diesel pusher.
Roger that. You're very similar to me, but I've stopped at the fifth wheel, and I take that around with my dually, and we take our motorcycle in the back and go to the Blue Ridge Mountains and areas like that, and we do some motorcycle riding and some touring, and we absolutely love it. You know, we also go to the beach in it. We go to St. Augustine. I think it's one of the nicest forms of having a vacation out.
Yeah, it sure can be. You know, if with the right setup and the you know, having the equipment with you to enjoy that. It never failed. We'd always forget something. I don't know how many extra water hoses we would have. For some reason, they would be out, and they would never make it back into the storage bin. And we would get someplace to set up, and we didn't have a water hose, or we didn't have it long enough because of the connections were too far away and so forth. But I think once you get past that, it's a very enjoyable thing. We would go to new locations, and I know some will get to new locations, put up the awning, and sit outside and just read a book. We tend to get set up, get where we're going, and go see the area. That's one thing that we did enjoy quite a bit. But we don't have anything currently. We're actually looking again. This is really not a good time to buy if you're a buyer. It's a great seller's market, but not so much for a buyer. But we plan on doing that if the market gets a little bit more level, so to speak. But you know, the wife has a few more years before she's going to retire, and then the thought process is to get in the RV and go wherever it's 72. Roger?
Yeah, true. Let's just give our call sign at K0RWB. This is K1JMW. Stay legal. Yeah, I know what you're saying. We just, Mary and I both retired. Well, we've still got a business that we're involved with, but we just love to go away. It's like taking your own home with you. You know, you've got your own personal stuff. You're not in a motel. You can control what you eat and what you do. And like you, we park up, we get on the motorcycle and go touring the area and, you know, find out what there is, visit museums and that, or lighthouses, whatever. And we just have a great time. Hey, Randy, I'm going to disappear. I'm going to let you talk to other people. I know there's probably some others wanting to talk to you as well. I got things to do, and I've got a nice cold beer waiting for me in the kitchen. So it's the witching hour, 5 o'clock. That's when I get my single beer that I'm allowed. And so I'm going to wish you 73s. Really nice to talk to you. And if you do come down this way in your RV, give me a shout, definitely. And plenty more good contacts today. K0RWB, this is K1JW. 73s, Randy.
Okay, Keith, always a pleasure. Thanks for taking the time to stop in today. Glad we had a chance to talk, and thanks for the clarification on what you can buy and for who. That's always a good thing. 73s, and I'm sure we'll be in contact again real soon. And yeah, please do so. Always enjoy talking with you. And 73s to you and the YL. Enjoy what's left today and have a good weekend coming up as well. Kilo 1, Juliet Mike Whiskey. This is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City. We'll be clear, my friend. 73s.
73s, Randy.
Roger. This is K0RWB, Randy in Kansas City. We're called QRZ, any station, anywhere.
WNBFT.
The Whiskey 1 station again, please.
Whiskey 1, Bravo, Foxtrot Tango.
Whiskey 1, Foxtrot Bravo Tango. Hey, good afternoon. How are things going in your world today?
They're going well, Randy. When I heard you were from Kansas City area, my ears popped up. I sell seafood for a living, and we sell quite a few restaurants in Kansas City.
Oh, fine business, Kevin. Yeah. Is there anything you can name by chance?
Roger that. We sell Ex-Wire. We sell Le Fou Frog. We sell Bristol, Kansas City Seafood and Steakhouse.
Oh, that's terrific. Well, congratulations. You know, it's amazing. Ham radio makes everything a small world there, doesn't it?
It sure does. I was listening to your conversation earlier, and you're right. This is a great community to be a part of. I just gained my general license about a month ago, and I have pretty much put my digital stuff aside and concentrating on this, and I absolutely love it.
Well, fine business, and congratulations on the upgrade. Good for you. We kind of stopped at the general. I think there was enough. There's enough frequency bandwidth for me to play in, and I certainly haven't regretted it at all. I think as a technician, it'd be a little limited and so forth, but people generally don't stay a technician too long. A lot of times they're looking to upgrade and so forth. But yeah, congratulations. Always nice to have some other operators up on these frequencies, and because everybody can bring something different to the table. That's the really neat thing about this. People have different backgrounds and experiences and so forth, but we share one common thread, and that's the amateur radio. And that's what makes it nice. In the evenings, you can get a round table with 10 or 12 operators and so forth, and it can just go on for hours. I always seem to pick up something from everybody. The little things I didn't know, things to look at. It doesn't even have to be amateur radio related. And that's the really nice thing about it. Sometimes I get a tap on the shoulder when I've been spending too much time. And then I get a second tap on the shoulder, which means I need to come now. And if I don't, the third one is a slap upside the head. And that's only happened once. And I don't want to go through that again there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, that I'm laughing because the XYL is in the next room and she's shaking her head. Yeah, that's true. The gentleman who administered the test for me via Zoom because of the virus, he said to me upon passing, he said, Kevin, let me just tell you, I have a message for your wife, and the message is this. Get ready to dig into the bank account because now that you've upgraded, it's going to cost a lot of money. Hi.
Well, yes and no. It certainly can be, but I will say this as well. Operators are very frugal, but they're also the word escapes me. But if there's a will, there's a way. They'll figure out some way to make this work, and that's either of homegrown an antenna or whatever the case may be. We always figure things out, and a lot of people take a lot of pride in getting out there and getting contacts and be able to make long distance contacts on the smallest amount of equipment available. So you can certainly spend big dollars, but a lot of folks try to work this on the cheap and have been very successful as well there, Roger.
Yeah, I hear you clearly. Operating conditions here is a Yaesu 991A. I am actually reaching Kansas City on an end-fed wire. It absolutely blew me away. I couldn't believe it. I bought it on eBay, and I am reaching places I never even knew was possible. Recently picked up the ICOM 705 when we go camping. I will throw a dipole up or the end-fed up, so I am truly enjoying this, and the quality of people has been nothing but spectacular.
You're right. W1B FT K0RWB. Yeah, it's very true. Now you will have that outlier from time to time that's having a bad day, or there's things in her life that probably aren't on the positive side, and they happen to get on the air. But in most cases, and these are people that we generally meet on the air. Not often do we meet in person. I've done that before, but they'll just about do whatever they need to make sure the other person's success or what issue they may have and so forth. Again, if you've got access to QRZ, go to my page, and like I said, we're doing one now for Papa Phil. This is a good operator in Michigan who is in need of a kidney transplant. So we all are trying to get the word out to find a match for him. And as big as this community is, and as way the airwaves work, we're hoping that it'll reach the right person at the right time. That's just as an example. So I certainly understand what you're saying, and it makes sense that that's kind of what we all are about here, to try to help others and so forth. And you will see and meet the nicest people in the world on the airways. And you can just make wonderful friends out of them. And we've kind of extended that, Kevin, a little bit, and not trying to pat myself on the back here, but we're doing that as well through YouTube on the live stream. So we're live right now, so our QSO is live, and it's being recorded as well, again, so people have the opportunities to see a different aspect of the radio as well. Roger?
Roger that, Randy. Well, maybe this is a godsend sent down from heaven, my friend. My sales territory is Michigan. So I am on your website right now, and I cover from Detroit all the way to Grand Rapids and all the way up to the UP. So I will go online and I will spread the word not only via the internet, but also when I speak to my customers. So consider yourself, you have a new friend in Massachusetts, Randy, and hopefully we can get Papa Phil a very needed kidney transplant.
Yeah, we're certainly hope so. Again, I'm just one of the I guess you'd call the worker bees. There's a lot of other operators that certainly have a bigger role in this, and as example. And I try to tell people all the time. Alex down in Cutler Bay, Florida, Whiskey 7 Hotel uniform. He's kind of the cog that turns all this, so to speak. There's a few others involved as well. I'm not going to try to leave anybody out per se, but Alex has worked quite tirelessly, and my friend Todd as well about trying to get the word out, and that's what it takes really. If you don't, then nobody knows, and I think the more people are aware of situations, no matter what it may be. We've got people that are operators who have their license and so forth, and need other things as well. It doesn't have to be necessarily an amateur radio, but I appreciate the comment, and it's always nice to have new friends no matter where they're at. And the link that's on my site goes right to the information for Papa Phil. Take a look at that as well. And then the link for the live stream for me is on there as well, and you can click on that and it should take it right to you as well. So again, we're having fun with it. And again, to go back to your equipment real quick, your 991A, your antenna and so forth, the radios are expensive, but considering some, you're a relatively inexpensive operator, and you're getting out. That's a pretty neat thing there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. I don't want to take much of your time because I know you're busy, but I'll just tell you how this all transcended. I was into the digital world because I was only a tech. We went camping up in New Hampshire, up into the mountains. I took my Zoom spot, everything with me, my Pi Star. I took all of my digital equipment with me, and my wife sat there where I couldn't get out because we were so deep in the woods. I had no internet or cell phone, and they were basically boat anchors. So from that point on, I said, you know what? I am going to upgrade, and that's why I'm speaking to you today, Randy.
I think that's terrific. Good for you. Good for you. That all takes a little bit of motivation. Again, you have a very simple setup. It's effective. That's the nice thing. It's a simple setup. It's effective. Amateur radio has something for everybody. If you want to work phone, CW, you can do that. If you want to work the digital modes or RTTY, there is something for everybody, and there's a price point for everyone, from the beginner, really simple operations to, the Kenwood 990s and, the 78010s and, ICOM and so on and so forth. You can go everywhere, and you don't have to do it all at one time. My Elmer years ago told me that 90% of your station should be antenna and 10% should be everything else. Nothing worse than being an alligator base, all mouth and no ears. So you have the best of both worlds. You've got both. You've got, I don't mean the mouth per se, but you've got an antenna that talks and listens. So that's a great thing. And then you can move up any direction you want to go from there. K0RWB, back to you.
Well, thank you very much. My Elmer is the one who's pointed me in the right direction, and I am following his lead like a dog on a hot scent of a rabbit. Just before I say 73, Randy, I'm looking at your QRZ page. What are you using to put your radio on your computer screen? I've been looking at Ham Radio Deluxe and others, but what are you using, sir?
I use a free program it's based out of the UK. It's Log 4, the number 4 OM. Log for Old Men. That's what I use. It is a free program. Of course, they do ask for donations. I do like the program. It's integrated with the map. It has a very good up-to-date cluster feature, so you can see where our stations are at. It does a very good job at keeping QSOs, and it's very easy to take your QSOs and upload them to Logbook of the World. So that's really and there's others out there as well. I'm not advocating one over the other. K0RWB, I used it for quite a while while it was free. I don't use it now because I don't like to pay for programs when I can find something that works for free. But I can tie in QRZ or QTH, whatever I want, on my browser in the Log for Old Men program, so I can look at the very top and see where we're at, and I can pull up your page at the same time. That's another reason why I like the program. Roger?
Roger that, Randy. I'm on the website now, and I will download it. Well, my friend, it was a pleasure, and I mean that, a pleasure all mine, meeting you, and 73, and best wishes to Papa Phil, and I will do my best to maybe send a prayer down from heaven for him. 73, my friend, and stay safe.
No problem, Kevin. A pleasure talking with you today, and like I said, also check out the YouTube live stream, and if you want, especially the playback, if you wanted to hear our QSO, get an idea of how your quality of your audio is, and so on and so forth, you could fast forward up to about the 1 hour 25 mark. That should get pretty close. If you want to listen to it all, great, but to hear our QSO, that's probably be pretty close where it's at. And give a look, give a listen, like and subscribe if it's worthwhile for you. If not, take a listen, have fun with it, and feel free to come back anytime. We try during the week. We try to be out here on 20 meters about 2 o'clock Central for a few hours or until the band dies. Sometimes things come up, get in the way. I'm at an alternate location today versus my base shack setup. So we're fairly close to what we generally run. It's a different rig and microphone. We're on the same antenna, but we're not able to rotate it. We're not able to rotate the beam, so we're stuck at 90 degrees, but we're able to contact. So anyway, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but anyway, give a look, give a listen, and see if you're interested in. Please come back. We look forward to it. Congrats on your equipment. Congrats on the upgrade. And I know the sky's the limit for you. And you've got one here in your corner in Kansas City as well. 7-3's my friend, and take care. Have a great day, and same for the YL. Whiskey 1, Bravo Foxtrot Tango, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, rating Kansas City. 7-3's my friend.
Kilowatt Delta 0, United Sugar Alpha.
7-3, Randy. W1BFT clear.
Okay, 7-3's. I did copy the Kilo Delta 0 again.
Thank you, Kilowatt Delta 0, United Sugar Alpha, Palm Beach County, Florida. The name is Barry. Good afternoon to you in Kansas City.
Hey, Barry, nice to talk to you again. How are things down there in Florida? You guys shoveling any snow?
Oh, yeah. I bought a brand new snowplow, and I bought one of them icebreakers, too.
Yeah, I can imagine that. That's something that you buy and put on your wall for a conversation piece when company comes over. Roger?
Yeah, that's what I do. It holds up my coffee cup.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. You know, it never fails. I tell people right here, it never fails. They go out and buy themselves a snowblower, and it'll never snow.
Well, I had a snowblower when I lived in Junction City, Kansas. And when the old boy bought the house, I walked him out to the detached garage. I said, "See that 4-cord of wood back there on the wall?" He said, "Yeah." That's yours for free. See that 8-horsepower snowblower? That's yours too. Bye. See ya. K4, Charlie.
Well, now, Barry, I never thought they got snow in Junction City. I thought it just got cold.
Yeah, it got snow. There's a K4, Charlie Nancy wants to come in. Come on in. Oh, good afternoon.
Yeah, well, yeah. I know. We've been out there a few times. It's quite a haul from Kansas City, but we've gone out that direction to head out to Colorado and taken the back roads, and then I think at the border it turns into 94 down from Oakley. We've covered that ground, and yeah, there's something to be said about being from Junction City, isn't there? Kilo 4 Charlie question mark. Well, it's just above my noise level, and I'm getting some static crashes all at once. So I'm not able to. Here's what I got in the call. I got kilowatt 4 Charlie, and that's all I've gotten. Well, you know, Barry, it's probably just me. I'm not able to bring the beam right to you to point it right at you. I mean, I know it's pretty broad, but it does seem to help a little bit. I tried to get down. If I was hitting at you, I'd be sitting about 130, and I'm sitting at 90 right now. I just can't turn the beam at this location, so it's probably not the best that we're going to get out of it. But again, I got some static crashes that came in here all at once, so is this something we have to deal with, Roger? Hey, Barry, that sounds good. Hey, listen, I'll let you go. I'm going to make a couple more contacts here, and then we've got to shut it down. Remember I told you about the 1 tap, the 2 tap on the shoulder, and then the slap upside the head? Well, I got the 1 tap, and I can see the 2 tap coming, and we don't want the 3rd one, so we're going to see if we can make a few more, then we're going to call it a day there. But 7-3s, Barry, thanks for coming back in. Nice to talk to you again. I wish the conditions were a little bit better, but maybe next time around they will be. 7-3s, my friend, glad we got a chance to get in there just for a minute or two anyhow. Enjoy the rest of the day. Have a great weekend coming up. Kilo Delta 0, United Sugar Alpha, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again, Barry, 7-3s. Roger, 7-3. This is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Rain in Kansas City, QRZ. Any station anywhere?
Here is Kilo Bravo 1, Golf Tango Golf.
Kilo Bravo 1, Golf Tango Golf. Good afternoon. This is Rain in Kansas City. How are things this afternoon? Go ahead.
Things are great in Cape Cod. Nice to meet you. Just a little bit chilly, but I appreciated the comment that you made about snowblowers. I bought one, and we've only had 4 light snowfall. Back to you.
You know, isn't that a shame? I mean, it really is. You spend good money on stuff like that, and then nothing ever happens. It's unfortunate, and you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. You know, if you need it, and then when you buy it, then nobody, then it doesn't do anything. And it just sits there. We've run into that a few times ourselves, and we don't like it. So we try to do things that allow us to use it for other purposes. So we kind of we got rid of the snowblower, and we use a blade, but the blade can be pushing for gravel and dirt and everything else. So so that was our excuse to get rid of the snowblower. At least that's what we told the YL. Roger.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I decided to splurge on a 27-inch Husky, and I had to make an excuse to take it out. I mean, there was only one time there was only 2 inches on the ground.
Yeah, and then you probably use a lot more gas than you could have done with something else, but. Yeah, it's unfortunate, and it's, like I said, you get one and it never snows, and I also kind of equate that with jet skis. Buy a jet ski and you go out and use it once, and then you don't have a chance to go back the rest of the summer, and it sets. And I don't know what it is. It always seems to be, there seems some kind of a situation like that, Roger.
Yep, I went through that with a ski boat, and once I did the math on how much it cost me per outing, and it was in gas and maintenance, it was over $550 per weekend.
Yeah, and then you kind of wonder, what am I doing this for? I did hear once that the two best times to have a boat's the day you buy it and the day you sell it. It's the stuff in between that can be a real pain there. But and we have a boat, but we do have a chance to get out there quite a little bit. So hey, listen, I wanted to tell you, your good signal report there. Good solid 5 and 9. Give me a rundown on the equipment there, would you? Go ahead.
Sure. And just to confirm your call sign, I had a question.
Roger. It's Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo.
Okay. I thought you said Kansas City, and I'm showing Bates City.
Yeah, well, if I told you Bates City, you'd scratch your head and go, what? So if I say Kansas City, they get a good idea. We're about 35 miles from downtown Kansas City.
Got it, Randy. Thank you. It's an ICOM 7600 driving on RM Italy 600-watt amplifier being tuned by an LDG 600-watt feeding an off-center fed dipole.
Oh, yeah. Fine business. Well, that's definitely nice. Nice setup you've got there. One of the previous QSOs I had was another operator in Massachusetts, and was on a Yaesu 991A and an off-center fed, and it's like, hey, terrific. Again, there's equipment for everybody, and you can spend a lot of money or you can spend a little bit of money, but and I said, there's something you don't buy it all at one time. It just kind of accumulates over time, and that's kind of how it is. But yeah, terrific. I had no problems pulling you out there on the CQ. And nice to see that the Eastern Seaboard is open this afternoon. We weren't quite sure, but again, not able to rotate the beam. We set it at 90 degrees, and I think we're catching the upper New England states down to Florida as well. There, Roger.
Yeah, you got a solid 10 over. What are you running at your end?
Okay, well, this is my alternate shack. We had to move to a different location. The primary base, we get a little. The wife has a set of headphones in the other adjoining room office, and we didn't want to bleed across her little inexpensive headphones. So we moved to this location down here. Currently, we are running the ICOM 7300 at this location with a Heil ICM microphone. We are tapped into the beam, which is a hex beam at 45 feet from the base plate. And the amplifier at this location is an old Ten-Tech Hercules 2, sitting at right 100 at 500 on peak, sir. Roger?
Roger that. Nice setup. All right. I know you know the drill, but I'm getting summoned for dinner, so I'm going to... Nice to meet you. A pleasure. And this is KB1 Golf Tango Golf.
Okay, now thanks for stopping in. I excuse me. I just got my second tap on the shoulder, and the third one's a slap upside the head, so I need to run as well, and that's okay. It's I'm looking at 4:30 Central, and that's usually means it's time for me to start fixing dinner. So, but we've had a great time here this afternoon. But hey, thanks for stopping by. I don't see a contact on the log here, and I'd like to think it's pretty up to date. So thank you for the first contact. And stop by again sometime. We try to be out here during the week around 2 o'clock Central Time for a few hours, and look forward to working you again. Congrats on the setup. You sound terrific. Really does sound terrific. If you're curious or interested, we're doing the live stream on YouTube. Just type in my call in the search bar, and you can go back and listen to the playback about 140 into the stream. And listen to our QSO, and the audio you've got sounds terrific. So anyway, 7-3s, enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you have a great weekend coming up, and we'll look for you down the log for sure. Kilo Bravo 1, Golf Tango Golf, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Randy in Kansas City. We'll be clear, my friend. 73s.
73, Randy. I'm typing in YouTube as we speak. This is KB1 Golf Tango Golf. Standing by.
Okay, take care, 73s. This is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City. We're going to clear, and we're going to be QRT. Thanks again.